Welcome everyone to the second day of the semifinals. I'm your master of ceremonies, Rusty Undercarriage, and this is the monthly marble race. Today, the last two finalists will be determined and edge ever closer to that $150 Canadian grand prize. Today, we have two series of races containing 3 heats each. The winner of each heat gets 5 points, second gets 3, third gets 2, fourth gets 1, and well, you get nothing if you don't finish. All of our teams are hoping for victory and to have a marble in the finals. And those hopefuls, of course, are Team Karma Jolt, Team Boogie Bomb, Team Ash's Antics, and Team Side Order. We all want to know who the finalists are, so let's pass it down to our commentary host, who never deserts their post, Odinson and Glyphracker.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to day 4 of the monthly marble race. Today we have 8 more contestants on their way to see who is going to make their way into the finals. I am Glyphracker.
And I am Odinson. Welcome, of course, to the last day of the semi-finals. We will get our last 2 finalists, but before we do, I just want to remind you all to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because hey, here at the Side Order, you will always have a seat at the table, so pull up a chair and join us. Also, sending a good and big thanks out to Johnny Knight, co-sponsor of this month's race.
Big thank you very much, good sir, as now we are getting ourselves ready for our first round of the race, which will have Ted Fitzpatrick, Congrex's Prime, Izzy Pop, and Tiny Ninja as the racers. This is really exciting and fitting up to be a really big match.
Well, the other racers out there should be worried about Tiny Ninja. Traditionally, she has been a force out there on the track. We'll see if she can continue that on today.
As now we are getting ourselves set, and you just seen there briefly yesterday's results for the team race, or team battle, for the Creators Cup, and now let's move down to the track.
Also, another note you see there, unfortunately, Karma Jolt does not have a marble in the race today. Unfortunately, his team did not make it.
That's it. It's sad to say, but it is a part of the way of the marbles. And unfortunately, his team didn't hold up their end of the bargain, I guess.
That's okay. I'm sure he'll be back again to give it another try. But here's Izzy Pop popping out to an early lead. Tiny Ninja, though, proving what I was saying earlier and passing her by.
Moving well up into first place. Is it enough to contain and maintain after yesterday's big trends? Are we going to have them bucked, or are we going to continue on with the same?
Well, we will learn here today. One thing I'm most interested to see is what the results of the final straightaway are. If people who get there first can actually manage to win races. Yesterday, we only had one person go into that final straight first and win.
As Tiny Ninja and Izzy Pop are pushing their way down through that final line, Izzy Pop pushes herself forward as ooh.
Oh, both of them come through. Oh, no. Tiny Ninja looks like she may have stalled there.
Hopefully one of the other racers give her a nice little shove. If not, that is looking to be a stall, yes.
That does indeed look like a stall. Izzy Pop coming into the final straightaway first. Now that traditionally so far, this series has not necessarily been a good thing.
As let's check in to see who's behind.
Congrex's Prime is in the rear, and hopefully maybe they are trying to catch up. However, it doesn't look like they are actually going to be able to.
Not close at all. Not close at all. As Izzy Pop is flying their way down and under the glasses, giving themselves a nice sweet 5 points. Ted Fitzpatrick gets 3, and Congrex's Prime sneaks in for 2.
Oh, Tiny Ninja did actually manage to get loose, so they are going to manage to net themselves a sweet 1 point. That is better than the DNF we thought they did have.
That's a very good truth, so congratulations to all the racers, and especially everyone for finishing the track. As now we're going to tally up the scores, show you guys, and move on to the next heat.
Like I said, there's Izzy Pop picking up a sweet 5 points. We'll see how much of a lead she can maintain through the series. Of course, only the winner of the series goes forward here. Unlike in past months where it's the top 2, this is because this month we've had a full 64 racers.
Full set tracks means that the race day goes on for another day, and we don't have to worry about having first and second place move forward. It's all about being number 1.
That's right, here today and through the whole series, it's all about that sweet number 1.
As Ted Fitzpatrick seems to be up in the lead.
Congrex's Prime taking him on the inside of the corner there. That's how you do it. That's a nice racing line.
Smooth moving their way up and over the small bridge.
Up and over smooth as you like, and nicely through that corner.
Handled that slowdown quite well too.
Congrex's Prime running a very nice race out here. Running very good racing lines and making a very smooth run here. That's going to help them in the later stages.
However, I do notice if you're gaining too much speed, they proved me wrong there. I was going to say, if you do gain too much, look at that. Wow. Even just spun back into place.
Congrex's Prime wants the victory here today, apparently, and is going for it. Also takes a corner of doom. Smooth as butter. Very nice.
No misfooting for Congrex's Prime on that at all.
Fantastic work all the way around.
Heading into the straightaway. Slowing down a little bit.
Well, now so far we have actually had one win by the person entering the straightaway first. That was a rare thing to happen yesterday.
Oh! Almost had a takeover. Someone tried to use that Skyway, but did not succeed.
So far, we've only had one person in this whole series actually successfully use that Skyway.
As Congrex's Prime gets themselves a sweet 5 points. And Tiny Ninja sneaks in for 3.
Tiny Ninja wanting a little redemption after that last run and coming in second place, getting a sweet 3 points.
Ted Fitzpatrick gets 2, and Izzy Pop gets 1.
Izzy Pop not having as good a run as they did last time, that's for sure. Hopefully they can make a little bit of a recovery. Because I tell you this is going to lead to a very close race series here.
As there we are, we have the point total.
Yeah, the game is anyone's at this point.
Lining up for the track. And couple seconds before they are heading off. Down the scrambler. Around the first corner.
Izzy Pop and Congrex's Prime forming a nice tight little group in the lead here. Congrex's really wants to stop hitting Izzy there. That's only giving speed to Izzy and not helping him at all.
It's a good point. We've made it a couple times in this. Bumping and grinding on a flat track is not good. You're not gaining any extra momentum. You're just transferring it.
Especially not when you're a marble. We've all seen those little metal ball desk toys. Same effect when you hit a marble here.
As Tiny Ninja is ripping their way down the course, Izzy Pop is reminded that she needs to win.
Wow, you spoke too soon. Izzy Pop wanting victory and going for it hard.
Smooth line through the side order tunnel. Into the Johnny Knight section of the track. Wow.
Pop makes the corner very, very nicely, and that will probably increase her lead a great deal there.
Heading on the straightaway.
Tiny Ninja came on strong in the early going, and looks like she's moved back into second place there behind Izzy Pop. So far, though, the trend is running that whoever runs into this straightaway first actually has won the race, and that is completely opposite of yesterday.
That's a good point. As here comes Tiny Ninja just at the speed of lightning, but is it close enough?
I personally don't think so.
As Izzy Pop gets 5 points.
Well, that'll be enough right there. Izzy Pop and nobody else could come close enough mathematically. That'll put Izzy Pop off into the finals.
That is correct. So congratulations to Izzy Pop. With 11 points, that puts you on to the finals. Closest contention was Tiny Ninja or Ted Fitzpatrick with 7 points.
Yeah, as I said, there wasn't really 2 wins is usually enough to carry you through to victory, as long as you can score some sort of other points. That almost creates a gulf that is just unbridgeable by any of the other racers.
And that was a very, very close race, Izzy and Tiny Ninja. You guys were neck and neck until the end, but Izzy Pop, you're moving on to the finals.
As usual, Tiny Ninja did make it an interesting race, but just couldn't pull it together to get to the finals. And here we see our next round of contestants.
Ryan Tutu Graft, Dixie, Kit Gaga, and Simon the Crook.
Good luck to all our contestants.
As they're now lining up for their first heat.
Johnny Knight's Team Boogie Bomb has done really well in the opening round, I tell you. They put a lot of marbles through.
That is very, very true. Pretty sure they put 6 or 5 marbles through. 5 or 6. Same thing with Ash's Antics.
That is true. They haven't done quite as well here in
the later stages.
In the later stages, yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was slightly distracted by the racing action. There was some severe passing and looked like some shoving going on in the corners, and it made me tie up my words because I was mesmerized by what I was seeing.
As Ryan Graft is moving their way up into first place. Is this enough to continue on with his legacy of leads?
Well, if he was to win this particular race, he would have won, what is that now, 8 races in a row?
That is correct. This marble is, well, the marbles that he usually puts in are usually on a pretty strong and hot streak.
Yeah, for whatever reason, this guy's marbles just get the track, and Ryan is a force to be reckoned with out there, and the guy you really gotta watch for. As he's coming strong down that straightaway.
Kit Gaga is closely behind him, but I don't know if it's close enough to proclaim this as a whoop! I spoke again too soon as they're now neck and neck.
Uh-oh. Pass is on the straightaway. Can they get the momentum to actually get the victory? Or is Ryan gonna pull it out at the last second for his 8th consecutive victory? Oh, not today, but man, that is close.
Less than a second, Kit Gaga moves forward and gets themselves 5 points.
Congratulations, that's a nice early lead to have. See if they can hold it together through the rest of the series.
Ryan Graff gets 3, Dixie gets 2, and Simon the Crook gets 1. That means nothing, which we still got 2 more heats to go through.
We do, and it really only matters if you can manage to pull 2 victories together. So far, we've yet to see anyone who wins twice not advance to the finals.
That's a good point.
In fact, mathematically, I don't know if it's possible as long as they score some sort of points at all.
As here they're lining up in the block and getting ready.
I misspoke, 3/3 would be 2 firsts and 4th.
We're rounding that first corner. And it looks like Kit Gaga is in the first.
Out to that early lead going into the first couple of corners. Traditionally, however, that hasn't meant much.
Usually been coming through the side order tunnel and couple other spots there.
The side order tunnel and the corner of doom are what seem to make the difference more than anything, especially that corner of doom.
As Kit Gaga yet again is pulling up forward and heading into the Carmen Jolt corner.
Got a little bit of a scuffle going on in the lower ranks there. Dixie overtaking Simon the Crook for second.
Think there was a little violence going on too. Ooh!
Oh, no, that could be bad. That could be very bad.
We're rolling the wrong way, trying to gain enough speed, don't have enough traction, and Dixie moves themselves forward into first place.
And Dixie and Simon the Crook both look to have passed. I don't know if they're going to be able to get going again after that hit. That might be the end of Kit Gaga in this one.
Whoa, we got some jumping going on, but Dixie does not want to give up on that first place spot.
Well, now, putting yourself in front of another marble so that it hits you is a good strategy.
Slowly moving across.
It is not a good strategy to hit someone, but it is to get hit if you can pull it off.
Simon the Crook and Dixie are fighting for that first place. Dixie is moving in first, but just at a snail's pace.
And not coming down the straightaway very fast. They're picking up a little bit of speed here. I thought they were going to try and hit that Skyway. They decided against it, and that might be the move here, considering how the rest of this race has gone.
Oh, lining up, waving off to the... There we go, missed the second one.
Decided not to go for it, and honestly, that's probably the proper move to make.
It's a very, very hard shot to make, and if you do make it, it is very successful, but if you don't, I don't think anyone's really recovered from that, other than Skittles.
No, I think Skittles was the only person who has. However, the one time it was successfully used, it did lead to victory, and congratulations to Dixie for coming in first and scoring a sweet 5 points.
Followed up quickly by Simon the Crook, who gets 3, Kit Gaga gets 2, and Ryan Graft getting a single point.
Well, this is definitely heating up here. And we have had a large variety of winners and losers across the board here, and I think that's going to end up with a very interesting scoreboard coming into the final round here.
That is correct. We've got one more race and one more deciding factor to see who's going to have and move on to the finals.
Yeah, 3 of our racers have 6 points right now.
It's a 3-way tie.
So, and actually, even the next guy only has 5. So it's a very close series here. Very close.
As Simon the Crook heads off in first place. Ryan Tutu Graft is in second. Dixie is in third, and Kit Gaga is in fourth.
In fact, this race series is so close that pretty much the winner of this race will walk away with it. So no pressure out there, but yeah, if there is a time to win, it is now, and Simon Crook is trying to take that message all the way home.
All the way to the bank. Oh, Kit Gaga wants a part of the action, though. Ooh, both of them have a little stall out. Ryan Graft is, tried to move forward and succeeds.
Well, you know, that may have looked slow, but they didn't lose quite as much momentum looping around the track like that twice. And they came through that not too bad, a little bit wobbly, but they're straightening out now and maintaining their lead.
Heading through that last corner and onto the straightaway.
Well, I think Ryan might be looking for a little bit of redemption out there.
It's all or nothing. He's going for it. Is there anyone close behind him?
Well, with the speed he's moving, I'm not sure anyone could be close behind him.
Oh, Kit Gaga's not too far, but gotta pull that move now, or it is given to Ryan. Ryan gets himself 5 points.
There it is.
Simon the Crook makes a steal, though, for 3. Kit Gaga gets himself 2, and Dixie gets 1.
Not that it's all really matters, it's all academic at this point. It's all academic at this point with Ryan 222 Graft walking away with it and securing a spot in the finals for the second month in a row. He is our last month's champion, and he's going to try to take it twice in a row. Something no one's ever done yet.
That is true. Very, very true. As not sure. I think the points work out to 9 apiece, so it should be a final sudden death.
You are absolutely correct. I didn't have my math correct. I was not looking at the numbers. So we do indeed get a final death playoff here. Winner of this walks away to the finals. I'm sorry I got ahead of myself there.
So here they are, as Ryan Graft and Kit Gaga are heading for their final round, the final bout. Winner of this gets to move on to the finals.
No points here. Simply whoever wins it walks away with all of it and goes off to the finals.
For the chance at $150 Canadian, as Ryan Graff comes flying around the corner.
Well, like I've often said, that early lead almost seems like a curse. Very rarely have we seen anyone, with the exception of Rag Foxy yesterday, if you remember, maintain a huge lead off the start and hold on to it for the whole race.
So it's down to this moment here, with these two racers literally coming neck and neck. Who is going to take it?
There was a little shoving there, and I don't know if that was a nice move by Ryan Graft or a bad move by Kit Gaga, but either way, that gave Ryan Graft a boost, and he comes through that tunnel about as smooth as you would like.
Ooh, little circling. But, Kit Gaga does a jump over, takes over for first. Ryan Graft is tucked in nicely behind. Kit Gaga takes the corner of doom.
In an okay fashion. I have seen it taken smoother, but I have seen it taken far worse in this series, so...
Here they are, wrapping around, heading down to the straightaway.
And here it is, a big straightaway. Now, it is too much to call here. It could be anybody's game from here. We've seen it go both ways. Somebody enter the straightaway and win. Somebody enter the straightaway, get past, and lose.
It's down to whoever has the fastest line. And I do not believe they're following each other. They're on their own paths.
So that will make for a very interesting race. Can Ryan Graff find the faster line down the straightaway? Oh,
yes,
looks
he
like
does.
He can.
Heading down through the final checkpoint, all he has to do is cross the glasses and succeed himself that spot for the finals. It is done! Whoa, Ryan Graft!
Congratulations to you, Ryan. You are the winner, and this time I'm right and sure you are, in fact, going to the finals. Congratulations to all our finalists, and good luck tomorrow in the final round, where it really heats up, and 5 rounds of racing. Here you see the warm-up lap that they all did earlier today.
So, with all that being said, also don't forget to check in tomorrow. Check in at Johnny Knight's channel too, our this month's sponsor, and I've been Glipfracker.
I have been Odinson. Thank you very much for tuning in here on the second day of the preliminaries. As I said, congratulations to all our finalists. And don't forget to check out our Discord. Link to that is in the description below, and we sure would love to have you over there.
With all that being said, yes, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and take it easy.
Have a good one all.
Exactly what I need, I'm not ashamed what I feel. Oh, what you looking at?